Hello everyone, this is Sarah from Sarah's Silly Hands, and today I'm gonna have a little bit of a different video for you guys. So I will be answering all of your guys' questions that I asked a few weeks ago on Instagram, because it's been a year since I've been on YouTube, and I thought to celebrate I will do a little Q&A to like introduce myself and also like answer all of your guys' questions, because yeah, I don't know how much you guys know about me, but here is gonna be a little Q&A, my first Q&A on YouTube. So I'm very excited to get to all of your juicy questions, which are mainly like crochet and knitting focused, but also a little bit personal. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So the first question that I got is, how did I start knitting and crochet? And this is a very fun question that I love when people ask. I wanted to get into crochet in 2021, like almost everyone, I guess. I mean, I was a little bit late to the game because the main boom of crochet was in 2020, but in 2021, I really wanted to start learning how to crochet, but I really didn't have a clue on how to start, and I was busy finishing my high school years. So yeah, I was doing that. My boyfriend gifted me for my birthday a crochet set and also like a pattern book with instructions and just like everything that I needed to have, as well as a little bit of yarn in order to get myself started, because my boyfriend's mom also crochets, so he asked her for a lot of advice. And yeah, I just started picking that up and fell in love with it, and I was crocheting all through my final exams in high school, and yeah, I haven't stopped ever since. And I feel like I've learned so much through this year. It's been like 4 years and I feel like I've learned a lot and my skills have improved so much, because I think I've been doing it so much. So yeah, I have been crocheting for like 4 years almost, I think. And yeah, it's been great. I have been loving it, as you guys can tell. And I picked up knitting quite recently, a little bit after. I think it was about like 2.5 years ago. I saw that there was a knitting course in my city and I thought of going because I just wanted to learn the basics, and from there I just picked it up with YouTube. And yeah, YouTube has been really like a lifesaver, and I've been learning everything from it. It's been my main source of like knowledge and inspiration as well, and seeing all of the creators as well as following like designs, learning new stitches, learning new techniques. It's been like amazing, and I think you can learn everything you need to learn through like a little YouTube search. So if you want to get into knitting or crochet, you maybe do just crochet and want to learn knitting, or vice versa, I highly recommend you just like look it up on YouTube, look like how to knit, learn how to knit, and then so many videos will pop up. I just sat down once I had the tools, I finally had the motivation, and I just started to knit and crochet and haven't stopped ever since. So yeah, that's how I learned. Someone asked, where do you find inspiration and also love your pieces? Thank you, that's very sweet. And I find inspiration, honestly, a lot comes from just like learning new stitches, and a lot of it is also on Instagram because I follow so many talented creators. I love like Loopy Studio. Loopy Studio is like an icon for me. If Loopy Studios likes anything that I've made, my day is made. Just like so many talented and amazing creators, and I just get inspired by them and their design. And yeah, I'm just like very inspired by things I see online, as well as like in the fashion world, and just looking at silhouette and the shape as well as color. And I also get inspired so much by just like everyday life and just looking at shape and color and how they interact together, because I'm also, apart from being like a crocheter and a knitter, an artist, I also find a lot of inspiration through art and going to shows, going to museums, like just looking at art and seeing the shapes and the colors and how they merge together and interact. I think a lot of my design work comes from art and comes from also everyday life and looking at nature, interacting with nature. I think that's like a big part of where I find inspiration, as well as like, yeah, the creators, the people in my life. I think maybe it's not a great answer, but basically like everything around me. Not like everything, but most things I can find the beauty in. I get new ideas just by looking at something. So yeah, I don't know if that's helpful at all, but yeah, I guess it's it's true for me. So yeah. Another question is, what is my day job slash education? So I am currently a full-time student and I will be graduating super soon. I will be graduating this fall. I am studying fine art and history of art in London, and I am so happy with my degree. I have had 3 amazing years. It's been really like a privilege to study art. It's something that I always wanted to do, but was never really able to because of like how the school system was. And now I've delved into art fully, both with my like videos and my creations with design, as well as, you know, like my actual like art and practice for my degree. And I've learned so much for both my art history side and the fine art side, and I think they interact so well. It's an amazing course. I highly recommend it, and I'm kind of sad that it's over, but also I'm excited for the future. And yeah, I'll see kind of what happens in the future. It's still like a lot up in the air because I have applied to a few jobs, a few positions, a few residencies, but I don't really know what's gonna happen. So I'm just living and seeing where it goes for now. But I was and still am technically a full-time student until June, and then I will be graduating in September. But yeah, this is the gist of it. But yeah, I still am technically a full-time student, and I'll see where life takes me because yeah, it's a bit unsure. But I'm excited also to do more videos, have a little bit more time to figure life out, and to have more time to work on my videos, work on my website, and just like silly hands in general, because I love making this and I would love to have it as like a full-time thing. Which brings me to the next question. Someone asks, do I do this as my full-time job? And if so, is it hard to make it as a fiber artist? When I read this question, I thought it was so sweet because yeah, I just do this for fun. This is just like a lot of like fun for me, and I don't really make a lot out of it. It's just fun for now. I barely got monetized on YouTube. I just got monetized on YouTube, and I am taking it like really slow. It's taken a year to get monetized, but it's, yeah, I'm not making videos for that purpose. I'm just making them because it's so fun and like creatively fulfilling. And also I just love documenting the process and sharing my creative process with you guys. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought it was very sweet, a sweet question. I don't know if it's hard making it as a fiber artist. I mean, I've been putting a lot of work in both my patterns, my videos here, my videos on like other platforms as well. And I've been making videos and like sharing my work for a few years, especially like on Instagram and through patterns. But yeah, it's taking like such a long time, but it's still like a very part-time hobby thing. I'm grateful for everyone that bought my patterns, everyone that's like supporting me, but I couldn't do it as a full-time thing, not even like a part-time thing, I guess. More as a hobby and just like, you know, like creative fun thing for now. But one day I hope to make it into more of like an actual part-time job, because I didn't realize, and I think a lot of people don't realize, how much work goes into like filming, editing, making thumbnails, making videos, making content as well. It's really a lot of fun for me, but also it is a lot of work. And I'm lucky that I started in uni and I had a bit more time to like properly like delve into it when I had a bit more spare time. But if I had a full-time job, like a 9 to 5, it would be very challenging for me to like continue doing this. But yeah, I still think that I would, because I just love it now and I don't see myself stopping. But I think it's a lot of work, and a lot of people don't realize how much work it is until they do it. And also it doesn't like pay off immediately. Of course, like some people start making videos and they go like viral, and within a year they can make it their full-time job, and that's amazing for them. But I think for the most part, a lot of times you have to find the right audience, the people that really want to like spend time with you and just don't want, you know, like a viral moment. And sometimes the algorithm is just not the best, and you just have to like keep going and just have fun, make the video and keep going. But yeah, I'm rambling at this point. It's not my full-time job. I wish it was, but no. It is a lot of work, but it's not my full-time job. It's just like a hobby and something really fun. So yeah, we'll see what the future brings. But someone else asks, what's my favorite brand of yarn? My favorite brand is probably Noro. I love Noro. I love the effect and how it looks in every way. Like, I've never not liked something that Noro made. And yeah, it's just like so beautiful. It's a bit expensive, but also I think there's nothing quite like Noro, and I just love it so much. I also love Malabrigo. Malabrigo has beautiful colors. It's like super soft wool. Yeah, it's like my favorite go-to wool. It is a bit pricier again, but I just love it so much, and the shades are beautiful. Usually there's always a bit of variegation within the same shade, and that you can see like slightly a bit of tone in it shift, and I just think that it's such a beautiful detail. It has such a sheen. It's just amazing. I just love it. I love Malabrigo. I love Noro. I also love, for cotton, my go-to cotton is like Hobby, just because it's like quite affordable, quite good cotton, and it has like a lot of different colors, a lot of different weights, and it's just like the most accessible, I guess. These are my favorite yarn brands at the moment, and I still love, but I just don't have as much access to it now that I moved to London. But I love also Lang Yarns. Lang Yarns is I think a German brand, but it was sold quite often in Switzerland, and I think the color variegation on the yarn there is also really cute. And yeah, if you're like in Germany or in Switzerland, definitely check it out if you want. I don't know, I just love variegated yarn. I love when there's like color changes, color variegation, and yeah, these are my favorite yarn brands. But on the side, I really try to support like indie dyers and like fiber artists that make handspun yarn, and I buy some when I can and when I find some that I like, either in markets or maybe like in indie stores or from like some of my fiber art friends here online. And I just love their makes because they're so unique, and I usually get a few skeins to have like as accent yarns or to use within more commercial, I guess, yarns. But these are my favorite yarn brands. Oh yeah, and I forgot, also Chink Fiber is one of my favorite yarn brands of all time. I love Chink Fiber. Everything they make, absolutely gorgeous, like chef kiss. I would get everything if I had the money. I would get everything if I had the space. But yeah, I love Chink Fiber so much. It's such a beautiful brand. Someone else asks, what's my favorite design that I've made so far? I have 4 patterns out, and I'm working constantly on making other patterns, and I have one that is gonna have a tester call quite soon, in the next few weeks or months. It depends on a few things, but yeah, I have one on the way. But my favorite between the 4, I think in terms of like design and concept, my favorite is the Slice Me Up top, because I think it's like a bit more unique compared to the other ones. I love the other ones as well, but I just think I love the asymmetrical slice and just the fact that you can make it customizable, make it in different fits as well, to have it more like tight fitting or looser, and have it with long sleeves or like as a tank top. And yeah, I just love how original it is, and just my testers versions are incredible. They're out of this world. Every time I see a version of the Slice Me Up top, I am so happy because they all look amazing. And yeah, I just love how customizable it is, the fact that you can put buttons on it or like clasps, bows, like so many different options to go with. So I think that's really exciting, and yeah, I love it a lot. I want to make so many more, honestly. Also like in cotton for the summer, I was thinking of making a little Slice Me Up top as a tank, and yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get to it because I have too many summer projects, but we'll see. In terms of like what I wear the most, honestly, is my wavy cardi. I love the wavy cardi. It's like so comfy. It's one of my favorite and just like a go-to that I wear all the time in the winter. And I just love especially one version that I made that it's like in blue, and I use Noro yarn, and it's so good. I love it. Every time I wear it, I get so many compliments on it. And yeah, I think that's like my most worn design for myself. Yeah, in terms of like concept originality, I'd say this lights me up top, and in terms of the versions that I've made and which piece I wore, I guess the wavy cardi. But yeah, I got a lot of questions about color, which makes me quite happy because I love color and I do a lot of dyeing for my degree. I dye a lot of wool and I think about color a lot, and yeah, I love the fact that it kind of shows in my color selection for my design process, because yeah, it's all like intertwined, my practice and my design work. And let's get to some of the questions about color. The first one is if I have any color work tips, and I'd say I have a few tips, I guess. Something that I really enjoy is working with complementary colors, which are the colors that are opposite on the color wheel, or a color that it's like almost opposite to the color wheel. I think these are some of my favorite color combos because it creates quite a strong like contrast between them, and you can see them really pop as well against each other. Yeah, I think if I do that, I get like maybe some more toned down versions, some like pastel or like maybe darker colors that go together, that are like on the opposite side of the color wheel. And yeah, this is how you don't have like an extreme pop, but it just like goes well together. I think this is like a tip that I'd say. I work very intuitively, so I don't have like set rules for myself, but this is like just off the top of my head some tips that I would think about. Another tip is just like looking at colors in art, looking at a piece of art that you really enjoy and seeing what colors you really like from it and why do they go well together, and also what do you like about it. And I think this is quite helpful as well because there's so much that goes into art, and I think just looking at a piece of work that you really like can tell you a lot about your favorite color combination. Another tip is just like to play around with color a bit. Like before starting a project, I always get a lot of yarn and just move it around and see which yarn goes best with which yarn, and also what color works together, and until like I'm satisfied with it, I guess. And also another tip, if you have like a variegated yarn or a yarn that's not like one single color, I'd say if you're adding more colors to it, to kind of like have a color that it's present within the variegated yarn. I almost always do this, and I think it makes it a lot more cohesive for the whole project. You don't have to do this, of course. It's just like a tip that it's like using one of the colors that maybe is just like even vaguely present in the variegated yarn, and yeah, using that as like a solid color outside of it. If you're doing, for example, like a striped jumper and you have a stripe of like red and black and there's like the tiniest bit of like green in it, you get maybe like a solid color of green that is like similar to the one in the variegated yarn. And I think that's really nice, and that's something that I always do, is try to like work within the same color palette, but maybe in a way that's a bit unexpected and a bit different. Sometimes I don't really do that, but I usually always do at least one color that's within the variegated yarn. And also, yeah, a good thing is to add maybe some neutrals as well if you're doing like something very colorful and want to tone it down a little bit. Maybe add some white or some black or gray or brown as well. And usually you'll see when putting the colors together which one works best. And yeah, I guess these are all the tips that I can think of. Of course, take like what you want from it. It's just off the top of my head what comes to me, and I don't really think about it as much. I just do it quite intuitively, I guess, and play around with it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, I just change it. And I think before starting a project, it's nice to have a bit of yarn and just like play within the yarn and the textures and see what works and what doesn't, because you kind of see it immediately by placing it next to each other, I think. Someone asks what are my favorite color combos. So I think my favorite of all time is like pink and green. I love a pink and green, but I also love like a blue and pink, both like baby blue and baby pink, or like a deep navy blue and light pink. I also love like blue and orange and like blue and yellow, but yeah, not extremely like vibrant, like in moderation, I guess. I also love Pink and red. Pink and red I love. Yeah, I guess these are my like favorite at the moment that I just like love. Someone asks, what is my favorite fiber to work with and what about summer fibers? Because this person says that they know I love wool, but also what is my go-to for the summer? So I think my go-to for the summer is cotton. I just think like 100% cotton, either like organic or mercerized, is like the way to go. I also love like a cotton linen blend or like anything of that sort with like a bit of silk maybe. I tend to go with like natural fibers because they're just like the best for me and what I think is best for myself and just like environmentally. I know it's a big discourse, and yeah, if you use acrylic yarn, if you use any synthetic yarns, that's completely fine. I just like personally don't like to work with it, and for myself it wouldn't feel really right to work with them. Yeah, I just love cotton for the summer and I love wool. Like wool in general is my favorite fiber. I love wool. I love 100% wool. Like get me the 100% merino wool. I love it so much, but yeah. I think especially merino wool is my favorite because it's super soft, but also I don't have like a super strong sensitivity to wool, and I don't mind it if it's like a jumper to be like a little bit scratchy. I mean, if it's unbearable, I won't wear it, but I don't work with something that's really unbearable. I haven't worked with something that's really unbearable. I also love for winter like an alpaca. I love alpaca fibers and they're super soft, especially if it's like a blend of like merino, alpaca, silk. I love it so much. Someone asked if I prefer knitting or crochet, and I've been asked this so many times also in real life from like family and friends, and just I actually don't know. Like sometimes I have phases where I'm more into one or the other, but I usually, because I am not like a monogamous knitter, I usually just like have a knitting project and a crochet project just like side by side. Sometimes I have more knitting projects, sometimes I have more crochet projects, but I just love both. I can't really choose between one or the other. Like, yeah, right now I'm making like a crochet maxi skirt and I am having the time of my life, but I'm also having the time of my life designing and making like a knit tee. And yeah, I just do them both at the same time, within the same time frame. And I just, when I get like maybe a bit stuck on one, I just move to the other and then I go back, and then I do a little bit of back and forth, quite a lot actually between projects, but that's just like my creative process. It's just like how I work, and I'm happy this way. I don't think I can just like hone in on one unless I have like a tight deadline and I really want to wear it for a special occasion. I just, yeah, usually work on a variety of different things until like they're finished, and then I go back to it. And the same goes with my knitting and crochet. I just love both and I cannot choose. I think both have a purpose. People say that knitting is more like a winter thing and crochet is more for summer, but I can see that in a way, but also I love a good knit top for the summer as well. And I love crocheting in the winter as well. I don't know. I can see that in a way though. I can see what people say when they say that, but also I kind of disagree. And I kind of think you can do you, and I will crochet and knit in all seasons, at all times, alternating between them, and having the time of my life. So yeah. So someone else asks if I prefer following patterns or making my designs freehand. And honestly, I'm a very indecisive person. I love doing a lot of different things all the time, so this answer is probably not gonna be very satisfying, but I love both. What can I say? I cannot choose. I love freehanding and making things on my own, because I think there's like sort of a bit more reward in a sense after making the project, because you've gone through like the trials and tribulations of getting to where you wanted to get, and also, you know, having a vision and then creating it and making it come to life. I think that's like maybe more fulfilling for me, just because I had an idea, I put it maybe on paper or just like drew it quickly, and then it came to life. In a way, maybe I prefer that. I'm a bit more, I guess, satisfied with that, but I'm not sure, because like sometimes I just don't want to think that much, and I just want to not frog every project that I have to make, and I just want to follow a pattern, have it like nice and easy, and just, you know, like I have a vision for the color. I love the pattern. I know what the outcome will be, and just, you know, like experiment with color maybe, and have that like mindlessly just following the pattern, following the instructions. So I just also love a mindless following pattern project. I cannot lie, I love that as well a lot. Yeah, in terms of like satisfaction and like how fulfilled I feel when I get to the end of freehanding and designing a piece, I feel more like fulfilled, like I made this idea come to life. But also sometimes it's just nice to relax and just don't stress too much, and like focus on color, focus on, you know, like having fun making the pattern, and not like the tears of frogging following you from 10 past projects. And yeah, I guess that's my answer. We'll have a place and a purpose and a space in my heart, I guess. So yeah, these were all the questions that I had for now. And if you have more questions, please feel free to like leave them down below. Let me know what you think about like my opinions on color, my opinions on yarn. Let me know what your favorite yarn brands are, and just like anything that you want to tell me. I love when people leave comments. I'm always like waiting for comments, and then yeah, I love replying to them. I like them all. I love interacting with you guys. It's just like so sweet that people want to watch me and what I make and what I say. So yeah, I hope you had fun watching this. I hope you had fun knitting or crocheting your project, and yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys very soon with another vlog probably. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!